Hi everyone, this is Anthony Becker with Parental Equality for Children. I said I was going to have a discussion about addictions or recovery. I think that's a relatively important discussion to have that nobody wants to have. But um, I see it as three potential, three different ways. First way is the addict is being alienated, as in the person's got the addictions. The other parent is pointing fingers, saying that they're not a good parent anymore, and that degree. When the reality is, they probably could use your help. Probably be a lot more beneficial than running to the courts. Sorry, I bash. That's not very helpful. And the other way is the addict is the alienator, which is in my case. Let's say, so let's say the person who's got the addiction, behavior problems, and such is deflecting all their problems on someone else. The other parent is the serious problem. Even though they're the addict, which a lot of people with addictions do. It's very common for and I know from experience, not personally, but from going through this with other people, helping them throughout the years, is they never deflect. They deflect every single issue on someone else, so they're not the problem. So it's someone else that's the problem, and they only see the speck in someone else's eyes, not the log in theirs. I mean, it's very common, which is also very disturbing and doesn't help. The other thing I see is, and this goes for especially one of the workers that my one of my work. It's let's say you have addiction problems, but you're a single parent, and you overcome them in recovery. And nobody ever, you don't go through. Let's say you don't go through the court. You don't go through the system and all this garbage and all this disruptive and very decisive, and things are okay. Let's say your kids know you had a problem and you talked them through, and you went through I think that's the most effective way. I know a lot of people are very into the court system. I'm not, because so if we go to the part of a parent, no piece of paper. Again, like I've said this probably a million times, is you can't have a disruptive or a corrupt, court, a judge say, you need to go through recovery and you can't see your kid. You're still a parent, and most likely you're a darn good parent. I'm sorry, some people are, into the whole system thing, but that none of that is going to ever help the child ever. Just to make sure we're clear on where I stand, where my position is, which is clearly on you're a parent, and most likely you're a darn good parent. You don't need a judge to tell you need to follow all these steps, and then maybe you're a good enough parent to see your child again or whatnot. That is complete garbage. Not to go off the topic, but any judge that sways on one side and says, we're going to take the child doesn't need, can't, it's not in their best interest to see the other parent for now, is complete garbage, and is deeply disturbing that anyone follows this kind of, to think that this is normal. It's not. It never will be normal. It's never been normal, and it never will be normal, and it will never be healthy for any child. So first, let's go on. Let's say on a child that the parent is let's say the parent is going through recovery, and the other parent is going through the courts, using it as a tool to limit the amount of time to see that parent to see their child, is deeply disturbing. So a child knows, and I know this from experience of going through this myself, is if you're not seeing your parent, a child can care less what the reason is. So if we're completely constantly stating that that person has a drug issue and they shouldn't see their child and they're limited, they don't care about you, that's garbage. That's baloney. Of course, your parent cares about you if they're going through recovery. I'm, I mean, I hope nobody really believes this garbage. No, that's not true. So if a parent is, using a system to say that the other parent shouldn't see their child, it's limited, and the judge is ordering, let's say you're not a parent for, let's say for a year, you've gone 2 years, you haven't seen your child, and because the other parent's saying that you have addiction problems and you're working on them, you know what that's teaching the child? That nobody ever moves forward. We're constantly living in the past. And the other problem I have with that is, and I've seen this for my own job, is, they'll have all these steps also, if you've had criminal problems and you've moved on from them, the system never moves on from problems, ever. They consistently look back and say, if you've had a problem in the past, you're never going to move forward. You're always going to have a problem. That's garbage. That's baloney. Let's be real here. You're always going to be a parent. So, am I siding with the drug addicts right now? Let's say if you have an addiction problem and you're a parent. Yes. Yes, I am. Because you have a hard enough problem. So if the other parent is not helping you through this process and leaving the child out of it, you're not doing the right thing. And especially, I'm a Christian, not doing the right thing by God, and it's never going to help the children. So, I think if people got together more and found a way to move forward, find a more positive way that it's okay to have problems where nobody's perfect on either side. I'm not perfect. I'll never be perfect. I've never been perfect. But if we can't find common ground to move forward with problems and show our children that it's okay to make mistakes and we can move forward on these issues, we have a problem. So I strongly disagree that if anybody right now is a strong is strong for the courts and legal, having a court orders to not to sway on each side for your parent to not be a parent, you're deeply damaging your child. Because I know from not right now, I know a person, let's say right now, that they've had a lot of problems. They went through recovery for years. They have children. I know those children, and they're doing very well. Just to let you know, because they've moved on, and they're not continuously going backwards in life. So God bless everybody. I hope this helped in a certain way. I know I can be a little sounding aggressive, but the truth of the matter is the system does not work. It will never work. Judges are not parents. They never have been. They never will be. And court orders completely destroy children's lives. So if you're using that as a tool, you need to either grow up or be a better person. Thank you. God bless everyone.